Okay, we are rolling on the wrong side of the hedge.
Okay, Tracy Dolan, welcome to the wrong side of the hedge.
Thank you.
This is a really, really special moment. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm just really excited to have you here tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come down into our basement and do something that you don't really know what might happen tonight. So you're a very brave soul.
I'm so brave to be here. Thank you so much. And to all my fans out there, it's just another example of my courage. And thank you so much. Yeah, no, I'm so happy to be here. And you know what a fun way to hang out.
I know.
Like, it's just a fun way to hang out with Meredith Gordon and her guy.
Yeah, represent.
Andy's like the best person because Andy will see like, oh, she's spinning her wheels. I need to help her out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on.
He's a nice like hook to like get me out of the mud.
Prompt.
Yeah, he's like that conversation starter is not a starter. That's a finisher. That's not gonna help anyone.
I'm not
feel
that good.
comfortable.
I mean, come on. You're giving me a lot of credit. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing either. So, I mean,
You're the Ed McMahon, I suppose, of this. You're gonna give Tracy a big check at the end.
I feel like I can't turn and look at you because I'll be away from the fuzzy microphone.
well,
you're gonna abandon the Yeti dick.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what it is? Nice.
that's what
nice.
it's called. Yeah.
That is great.
So Tracy, I just want to reiterate something that you said right before the cameras went on because no one has said it before, and I am now like gonna hold on to this thought as like a dream of someday. Like John Lennon once said, imagine no possessions. That's kind of what you were saying. Like imagine if we had only 12 things available in the world and we didn't have the many, many options of junk that we have in our house for no reason at all.
Yeah.
That's such a peaceful thought.
12 things, or even, and this is going to get weird because I'm really making it up as I go, or even just like sort of 12 options of even what you're doing with your time. Like I don't mean like set policy. I'm not crazy, but like I feel like I think there's a lot of shit that we do that, you know, we don't need to be doing that doesn't help us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And
I agree. Yeah. I think too.
Simplify in some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you ever have like iguana eyes? Like, do you have like, oh, that looks fun over there, but this also looks cool, and like constantly, or have you always been focused on comedy, or have you ever been like, oh, but that looks cool too, or music or anything like that?
You know, a little bit. Like I'm old-ish, I would say, right? I'm probably not the oldest person. You had Gita, so no, I think I'm actually older than Gita. So I might be
like,
the
wait,
oldest
wait.
person. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to throw down Gita. No, like I have, not all at once, but like, yeah, different times in my life. Like I was a drummer for a little while.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tracy?
But no, I'm not good. But you know, like, like just whoever I'm
awesome.
around, I've just picked up stuff. Or like there was a time when I did tons of mountain biking, like technical in the woods mountain biking. And I don't do that now, but I do a little bit. But like, yeah, there's like, I would say my iguana eyes, if that's what you kind of think about it as, is not necessarily in the moment, like, oh, I should be doing 5 other hobbies. But I'd say over my life comes and goes because I tend to be like all in.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you tend to like go all in and then you slowly just kind of burn out from it?
Sometimes, like comedy has stuck around. I heard you talking to Maggie Phelan. She's like, it's the only thing I never quit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are things I come in and out of, maybe burnout or maybe just situational change because I moved a lot and I, you know, and the people I hang out with have changed over time every few years. And then you get a family and that's a different environment.
Yeah.
And so I think some of it's just kind of life course and
like what you needed at the time.
Yeah.
Depending on where you were at.
Or what I fell into. You know? It's so nice to think that it's intentional, like, oh, I need that. But I think it's sometimes, for me, like I just happen into something.
Is that how comedy went for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to know your origin,
Yes.
or as I say, origin story down here.
Yeah.
All I know is that this is all I know about Tracy Dolan is what I know from your stand-up. So Canadian.
Yeah.
Lived in a trailer.
Check.
Currently lives in under Jericho.
Nice.
Jericho.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything else about like what you were like as a younger person, as a kid. Were you always funny? Did you come from a funny family? Like all those basic questions.
The origin
I want to know.
The origin story. Yeah. Well, it all started. So, okay, here's what I would say. Did I grow up in a funny family? Not intentionally funny.
That's a great way of putting that.
Most families.
Yeah. The way I talk about my family, some people are like, your family was hilarious. Kind of. Especially my mom. They're like, your mom must have been so funny. But did I have a family that was ready to laugh? I think so. Like, there was like, we were together a lot. But I remember the first time where I really felt like I was a funny person. Oh, I did do, in high school, I took an acting class, as one of the electives. And I do remember we would do improv. And I remember a moment where we are stuck in an elevator, as part of this little improv part of the acting class. And then you just had to see what happened. And so then I start like pulling on my clothes, and then I become the Incredible Hulk, and I just Hulk out. And people laughed a lot, and I was just like, and then I was like imagining like making the sounds of all the clothes popping, because when the Incredible Hulk changes,
everything rips off.
But then when he changes back, he's always back in his clothes, and I'm like, come on,
not ripped, not destroyed.
It's a suspension of disbelief.
And so I did that, and I got a lot of laughs, and I remember thinking, oh, that was funny. But I think probably it was like later on in college. I remember I was in this, I was in a human sexuality class, and there was
hilarious.
Now we're getting juicy.
And there was a guy there, and somebody asked where the G-spot was as part of kind of a discussion. And then this guy puts up his hand, and he describes like exactly where it is. And I said, Jason, what are you doing this weekend? In a pretty big room of about 200 people.
Oh my God, Tracy.
And I killed. And I was like, that's fun.
That's fun, yeah.
But I didn't start comedy until and then I would tell like stories like about my family and stuff. And I had like a few like just kind of old faithful
like just
ones.
like talking to friends and stuff.
And so there was always a couple things like that. Like but I went to, so I was working for the state of Vermont. And I went into a leadership program, and we would have to get together once a month for a weekend. I know I just made a weird sound, and I think we all do.
I thought that was me.
No, let's just acknowledge it. A weird sound came out of my mouth.
I honestly thought that was me.
No, it was just subtle enough that I could have kept going. And I didn't, because it's all about honesty.
Gosh. Tracy, you did not take a breath. You just went.
I know.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy said this was about authenticity.
It is.
And I don't want to ruin your
bodies
brand.
make sounds is what we know learn down here.
Yeah.
I think so. I think they do.
Yeah.
They do.
We have recorded proof that they do. Anyways.
So I'm in this leadership program, and we would get together. And do you know Marianne Damasio?
Mm-hmm.
So she was in it too.
Oh, that's
And
really cool.
Yeah, she's an incredible person.
Yeah,
and so
she is.
We would get together to do a variety of like activities and things. And I was just kind of relaxed, away from home, away from work, and kind of being myself. And she said, you're really funny.
Oh,
And
man.
she
What a
said-
compliment coming from her.
Yeah. And she said, she told me later, I was a little bit jealous because I'm usually the funniest person in the room, and I wasn't, which was hilarious.
But wait, when was that though?
That was probably around 2013. So 12 or 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's so cool.
And she says, you should try to go to an open mic, try to stand up. And somebody at my work had gone to a couple of open mics before and knew where one was, and said, here's where it is. It's at Nectar's, and it was at Nectar's on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met up with Marianne Damasio actually, and I like went through the set I was going to do, and it was going to be like a story I've told before about my mother's reaction to something that I was doing. She was pretty underwhelmed, and I was speaking at the United Nations, and it wasn't enough. Okay, let's just put it that way. It wasn't.
She's
enough.
underwhelmed that you were speaking at the
the
United
fucking
Nations.
United Nations. And she said, and they're sending you.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. And she said, is it a junior kind of conference? I said, I don't think they have a junior.
That's in the basement.
It's in New York at the United Nations. Anyway, so I told this story that I had, and it went well. And then I went to a couple more open mics, and then Natalie and Nathan asked me to be in a show within a couple of weeks. Like
that's
wow.
so cool.
they used to have a show called Fresh Meat at the Monkey House. Yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
I remember they did that later on, like, but at the club.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool!
And so I went to that, and then from there, I just started doing shows pretty regularly and going to mics, and God, it made me so happy.
And then you went to the Women in Comedy Festival.
I did a couple of years later. Yep.
What was that like? Because is that even happening anymore?
I don't know if it is right now. It happened for years.
Man, that's a big deal.
Boston. Well, that was fun because I actually got to meet a few people and made connections. So after that, I got gigs at the Funny Bone.
Oh man.
And then a couple of gigs in Boston too, which was kind of fun.
That's so cool, Tracy.
Wow. That's
Do you think it's something that if you had started earlier, do you think you'd want to try to do it like professionally?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit conventional, and I'm not a big risk taker.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love that all these young people are like, I'm going to go to New York and try it out. Like, go for it. I don't have that in me. And I don't, like, when I was young, I think I was a risk taker in some ways. I don't know if I was a risk taker like that.
Like, that's a big one.
Yeah. Like to kind of throw out I was a risk taker as in like I would go and work in different kinds of countries and stuff and not know people like so that wasn't
amazing.
scary to me.
Yeah.
But in terms of like I'm going to just try this talent that I'm not sure of, that's a different kind of courage. And it's just but I don't feel like I'm sad that I didn't have that. You know?
right.
I feel like comedy came at the exact right time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Has it? And you have 2 kids.
Yes.
And what, for me, I don't know, like comedy was such a way of holding on to myself through like being a mom. Has it been like that for you where you're like, I'm still in there.
Yeah.
I'm not just a parent. This is me too. Like does it help with that type of identity?
I didn't realize I lost my identity a bit when I got married and had kids.
Yeah.
And I was so clear about who I was before that and so independent. And then I got married, and again, no fault of like the marriage or the person I married or anything like that. I just sort of, it can kind of slip away, and I don't know what that's about. Because, I wasn't restricted by anyone. And then as a parent, I loved being a mom, and I was so excited about it. And I was like, I don't even need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because this is just awesome. And I didn't realize I was missing anything.
Yeah.
And then I went back to work. I had been working from home. I'd been traveling internationally and stuff, but I went back to work on a regular basis. And my husband at the time was like, "Oh, you've changed." You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing like kind of like this this energy. And but I still didn't have like a social life.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I needed one somehow. Like I don't even know if it was conscious, and then the comedy is what got me out. And it was like the greatest, because I hadn't done anything new in a long time. And then it was awesome. It made me happy, and it made me a better human being. Hands down, it made me a better human being.
How can you explain that? Because
Yes.
I feel like it has done that for me too, but I'm interested to see why you think that.
Yeah. I developed more empathy than I ever have. And I don't think I realized that I didn't have enough. And I don't know at the time if I realized that it was growing until a few years in. Like I'm a little bit of a cynical person. Like I'm a little bit of an asshole, right? And I bet if I'd gone to one of those open mics just as an observer, even 6 months before, I probably would have been in the back going, that's lame, or that's not funny.
Yes.
And then once I'm in it and I meet these people and I'm like, oh my God, everyone is putting their soul up there.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own struggles. And and just the desire for all of us, and maybe it's unique a little bit in Vermont, but like we're rooting for each other. And within a year, I think I went from who I would have been. I hadn't gone to one of the shows, but I'm going to be honest, I would have been a little bit like, you know, I went from that to like, you know, like, good for you. I'm so sorry that penis joke didn't work out. You know?
Yeah. I know you put a lot of time and energy into it.
Like in my head, like I would have been like, oh man, I wish people thought it was funnier that you fucked your dog, but way to put it out there, man. You know? To like some 19-year-olds. Yeah, like who I don't even care about. But like on the other hand, I'm like, God damn, I wish that went better for you, you know?
Here's a question. Do you think people have the ability to grow their sense of humor? Or do you think you're just born with the sense of humor that you have, and that's that, you know?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That is a really good question.
I think we have the ability to grow everything as a human being. And so I think you have the ability to grow a sense of humor. I think that if you come out, some people call that born. I like to call it come out.
Yeah.
If you come out.
The medical term of
a vagina, not out of the closet.
Yeah, out of a vagina, not out of the closet. Or, hey, not everyone comes out of a vagina, okay? So just check your privilege.
My kids
what
didn't.
If you come out of the
my
stomach?
kids did escape hatch.
Exactly.
Alien style.
If you do come out and you don't have that kind of natural sense of humor, and again, I don't know what a natural sense is versus a nurtured sense, right? It's hard to know.
I think we can all tell.
Yeah.
When we talk to a person.
Yeah, but you know, like I don't know how it came. I think that it's probably harder to pick it up if it's not a little bit inside of you for however it got there.
Right.
But I think, I mean, we've seen it in our scene. There's people who start out and then a few years later, you're not leaving the room. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're laughing when they get up there and like it's genuinely good. And you're like, A, you learn to be funnier, and B, you learn to recognize what's funny.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a great step because sometimes people will happen into a joke and I'm like, that was really good, but I bet they don't realize what made that funny.
Yeah.
And then to get to the point where they're like, oh, they made that joke and they get why it's funny. Yeah. Like, you know? So I think it's all possible to grow. I do.
Do you find that your voice right now as a comedian is your voice, or do you still feel like you're trying to figure it out?
I think I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think other people might think that that's my voice and maybe I can't recognize it yet, but I think there are times when I have one voice, but then I'll have like 6 months where I've got this other voice. I'm like, is that better? Maybe that's better. You know?
Right.
But I guess it would make sense that it's constantly changing because you as a person are. Like your voice isn't going to be the same as if you start comedy at 18.
Yeah.
Than you do now at our age. Like your life is going to take you in different ways. Which kind of leads me to this conversation, and I've brought it up a couple times on the podcast that you and I had one time of we were both kind of like, I don't really know where I want to go right now. I feel like I just kind of want to live out in the world and experience life and see where that brings my comedy. And I think you had said, and I was like, oh my God, I feel the same way about, I want to do jokes that maybe aren't big, huge crowd pleasers, but that hit certain pockets that are like, oh, that's that's a really special joke to me that might not be for everybody, but it helps me find like a specific crowd. Do you still feel that way, or do you remember having that conversation with me?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we were like texting about it or something.
Yeah.
How awkward would that be if she's like, I have no.
She's like, that wasn't me.
That wasn't me. That was another middle-aged woman. That was another middle-aged woman who's never gone anywhere. I don't know how big that circle is for you.
Yeah.
But
I have a Rolodex actually, and that's what it says. It's a really long tag. Yeah.
Comics who aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. I use just the letters, but I know what it means.
Yeah, it's abbreviated.
Yeah, there are times when like I think something is really clever. And so I just want to say it because I think it's clever. And and so like right now I haven't been writing a lot, and so I'm a little bit stuck, but I'm recognizing that I'm sometimes getting up there trying out things that I know might not be big hits for like a general audience. But, there's an idea I've got right now, and I don't know if everyone will respond to it, but I don't know if you have this in your circle, but people tell, like you admitting, like I have a couple of friends for whom like I will admit like something that's not great about myself, and they will like affirm it like it's not a problem. And I'm like, and then I'll like, explain even more like how it's not good. And they'll be like, no, not only is it not bad, it's great. And I'm like, really?
So curious.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? Because I want to murder a lot of people. Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't everybody? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like an insane level of positive affirmation that I have from friends about things that I do not think should be affirmed.
It's like living in LA when everyone tells you you're talented and then you just suffer. Was it like?
Yeah. And I feel like in my age, like women who've been divorced, who have like, just kind of maybe at this age, like we're all like just one big support group.
Yes.
And it's like, it's too much sometimes.
Yeah. We can't have so many yes men surrounding us or yes people.
On, man. That was a shitty thing I did. And we should all admit it, you know?
Right. You're not helping me grow.
Yeah. Like that's an example of like, I don't know, because I think depending on the age group, I don't know that topic hits for everybody, but like there's a very real thing of people my age doing this right now. And I kind of want to talk about it somehow, Yeah.
I think I totally understand that because the place that I just went through, like the journey that I just kind of went through pretty hardcore, everybody was doing that for all of us too, like telling us everything we were feeling was normal. Like, this can't be all normal. This can't be, or we wouldn't be in this hospital.
Yeah. Right.
Like, no, that's totally normal. Like, no, it's not.
No,
it's not. Or all the population would be in here.
And it's okay that it's not normal.
Yes.
Like it's because I don't want this to be normal.
No. This is me thinking that this is normal is me why I'm here. Because there's no escape.
Do you think maybe that's a response to like people feeling like this general level of uncomfort, and so they just want to normalize it quickly? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think
no one wants to be straight with each other.
No. And I think it's like level 2 communication to be able to sit and hear somebody talk about an uncomfortable thing and not try to fix it. I do it all the time.
Yes.
And not to say something fixy as opposed to like, just listen. That's hard.
Yes.
Yep.
It's so hard to just say that.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know about you, but it is even harder when you're a parent. Because we've been doing this thing now where like I read this thing that you shouldn't solve your kids' problems. You just need to sit on the bench with them.
Yeah.
And that is so hard to do.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I can't watch you struggle. Like this is so hard. Like, because from the minute they're babies, you're like, they're crying, pick them up. Yeah. They're hungry, feed them. And then now you're like, I have to let you struggle. I can't fix this. Like I'm supposed to just like sit with you on the bench and be like, you're pissed right now. And I'm just going to sit with you in your pissed offness or just be here.
Or like even worse, your deep sadness and loneliness. Holy shit. Like I can handle your anger, but like these other like, a woman that I know who's much tougher than me said to me once, because she was observing my parenting probably, and not like in a wow.
Were you on a Nanny 911 episode?
Oh God, that sounds horrible.
Observing my parenting. Your
she was observing the way the day had gone. Let me just say that.
Okay, there we go.
And she said to me about her kids, she said, I'm not in charge of my kids' happiness.
Yeah.
And like, I know that, right? But like, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, only now am I trying to accept that more and more. Like I intellectually knew it maybe 5 years ago, and I'm trying to like know it in my heart now. Like I can't be responsible for that. It does help when they get older because like it gets more clear. Like oh, I really can't because they're literally an adult. Yeah. But even because when they were younger, I'm like, I know people say that, but sure, I can be responsible, right? Like I can socially engineer this weekend.
Oh my God.
So that they will be doing something, connecting with a friend, feeling good, you know,
checking off
Right,
all these
right,
boxes.
right.
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
And-
Preventative almost work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know that I was certainly have been described as over-parenting in that way. But it kind of worked for some aspects.
Yeah.
There are things that are happening for one of my kids right now that did happen because I did bend over backwards. But you know what? That person is in a better place now.
Yeah.
And so like, I know we're not supposed to, and I know we're supposed to sit on the bench. And I do wish I had done that more because there were so many days where I rode the roller coaster emotionally, super not helpful. Like, but now I am really trying to sit on the bench more. It is easier when they're older, not because their ups and downs aren't as much, because they are, but because like you physically see them, like you have a physical reminder that they're their own people. When they're little, it's not as physically obvious that they're their own people.
Yeah, because you're literally looking
Yeah.
down at them. That's such a good visual. Yeah, because now your eye line is the same. And you're sharing I can, like right now anyway with Henry, like I can borrow Henry's shoes if I need to, but it's still down. And the hand is not quite as big as mine. And oh my God, I relate to that. I relate to that so much. And I also like relate to the idea of bending over backwards for my kids, because Andy will be like, Andy had the kids for a summer because he was in between jobs, and I met them, and the kids were doing so much independently, and I was like, how are they doing that? Like, oh, you guys just go over and get your lunch at the little snack bar, and I'll be right here. And they just went over and they got their lunch, and I'm like, you didn't carry it for them, you didn't like set their towels out. You're like, I'm not freaking doing that.
I know.
But I'm like, if I don't have this, what is my use?
Yeah.
That was called me just being very lazy.
No, it's not, Andy. No, that is, there's like, there
needs to be a counterbalance, or your kids are gonna be screwed.
Some things are objectively better, and it is objectively better to go get the snack bar, get your own thing, and put out your own towel. Andy, that's not, I mean, you can like couch it as that was just me being lazy, which is very sweet, but actually that's just objectively better.
It is.
And we moms, I'm going to go gendered on this and say we moms, we're not doing them. I mean, they feel all of our love and everything, and that's awesome, but we're not doing them favors when I do that. And now my kids are pretty old, and there are moments when I'm doing something for my like 18-year-old or 20-year-old, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I literally getting up and pouring milk for somebody who's right there?
Right. Old habits.
After I
though.
just cooked the entire meal and did, like, and then I can't even blame them. I'm like, entirely my fault now.
Yes.
I clearly set this expectation, and so I'm gently trying to undo it. Like, I'm not trying to be crazy because, but, and then you're right. You see them somewhere else. Like, you see them in another environment, and you're like, oh, it turns out they know how to build their own cabin.
Right.
Oh, look at that.
I can't believe I'm still wiping your ass and you can build your own cabin.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They still can't remember to pack their own lunch and tie their own shoes, but they can build an amazing
They're heart
cabin.
surgeons. What the hell?
What?
Yeah.
What? Where have you been hiding this?
Yeah.
I had a friend one time that said, oh God, I want to get this right because it was really funny. She was like, I was sick one day and I was just laying in bed going, if I just randomly died right now, would the kids be able to get their own glass of water? Like, would I? She's like, I don't think they would. And they're like in double digits. I don't think they would know how to do it. She's like, I've got to teach them how to do things, or like they're not gonna. It's so hard to do though, because also sometimes it's just faster.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's just faster.
Especially
to
with
do
cleaning.
it.
You're like, oh.
I'll just do it myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, but in like, I remember like the kids would be trying to like learn how to tie their shoes. And I didn't really have someone like sit and teach me how to tie my shoes. So I'm just like trying to struggle, and I'm like, oh, we need to get out the door like now. Like, but no, this is a teachable moment. Like, we just have to be patient, even though there's everything in me to just grab your foot and tie the shoes and get the hell out the door.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to always be like, no, this is a teachable moment. I just gotta, we're going to be late. We're just going to be late because my kid needs to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just, and I guess like everybody knows that when you're a parent that you're just going to be late for everything.
Yeah, but that takes energy. Like, it takes being in the moment, being present, having the bandwidth and capacity to like tell yourself, oh, okay, hold on, this is a teachable moment.
Yeah.
When you know that you're late for work already and like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do, you know, that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
To be that present, to like pause yourself and readjust.
Yeah.
For, you know, it's.
Yeah. Their dad, when they were little, was really good at knowing how long something would actually take.
Oh my God.
Like prepping, like not prepping the environment, because dads aren't great at that, but like knowing
True.
like, oh, if we're going to leave at 8:30, I'm going to tell them now.
Yes.
And so we're going to start setting it up. And that was helpful, you know, so that it doesn't feel like, they're going to take 10 minutes to do their shoes, so we're going to start that at 8:15 for an 8:30 leave time.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
That's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
So flipping again, because I'm like, I want to get back to comedy with you.
Yes.
Because you've been doing it for how long? 13?
Maybe 13 years.
13 years. I have to ask, what is your advice to anybody who's starting it out right now? Like because we have a ton of really awesome young people right now. Like the contest was last night.
I know. And wasn't
prelims.
It great?
Holy
way to date
crap.
the episode. Good grief. Yep. The contest wasn't last night, by the way, people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
There was a recent contest.
There was a recent contest, yeah. But holy cow.
Yeah.
Like both of the shows were so stacked.
Yeah.
And
3 minutes.
Oh my God.
You know, a lot of people, I feel like that was like the best 3 minutes I've seen from a lot of people. And I thought it was great.
It was
great
amazing.
Great for the scene.
Yeah. And the audience was, the audience for the contest is always so great. But yeah, it was just a really magical night.
Yeah.
Seeing these people just bring their A game, like everybody did. But we do have like so many, like, as happens with this scene, like the turnaround.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for like the comedians that are starting now, like in the scene?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I have like wise old advice, but I think that.
I'd say. Let me get my quill and my.
We need a rocking chair. Is what we need.
Yeah. Get your pipe. Yeah.
And a cardigan. You should be wearing a cardigan, Tracy, for this.
Well, I think that youngsters should really apply themselves.
Dude, you gave me the best freaking advice ever. I always talk about it. So, I mean, and we're not that far off in age, and you gave me advice, and it was amazing. I don't think your advice was, I don't think you need to talk about assholes for 5 minutes straight. It was
Did I say that? Oh my God. And I bet it was unsolicited.
It was solicited.
Oh, okay.
Because it was for my first show in the little comedy lab back in the day.
Wow.
And I was like, and it was the fresh meat. It was the fresh meat show.
Okay.
And I was like, and at the time I was doing 5 minutes about someone tearing you a new asshole and how that's not medically, that you can't actually do that.
Okay.
And I was like, Tracy, I have this show and I'm supposed to do 5 minutes. And you said it very nicely, but it was the best advice. I was like, I don't know, what should I do? And you're like, maybe try not talking about assholes for 5 minutes straight. You can like change it up. You can talk about other things. Yeah. You don't need to focus on just one subject.
Yeah. And I would say that continues to be true, because I think some people feel like there's only a little bit of time. I guess I can talk one topic.
Yeah.
You don't have to at all. You can like go from one joke to a completely unrelated joke. Nobody gives a shit.
Do you don't think segues are a thing that needs to happen?
Segues can happen, but like if you look at good comedians, if you look at a Netflix special, they don't connect all their jokes. They finish one, they take a breath, the camera angle changes, and then they just start another one a lot, you know?
Right.
So I think that's, but in terms of like advice for new comics, which I would say is for probably evergreen coming from me, from what I know. I think getting out to mics, recording and listening back.
Yeah.
And, you know, because that's hard to do, but
It's
getting
so
out to
hard.
mics, recording and listening back, and making yourself trying to sit down and write,
Yeah.
you know, and not to get discouraged when it doesn't go well, you know, but I think just having a regular routine of getting up there, listening and listening back.
And you've taught stand up at the club, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What is that like to be teaching it now? Because you remember starting it. So what is it like to be teaching it?
Yeah, that's been fun. I've taught level 1 a few times, and I've taught a couple of level 2s.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which is kind of neat. Yeah. And it's fun to teach. It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky because people take a comedy class and they think, it's going to be really funny. Right? But as you know, prepping to do a comedy show is the opposite of funny.
It will destroy you.
Right.
Yeah. It will kill your soul.
It's serious as a fucking heart attack. You know what I mean?
So true. I mean,
And you're never repeating the jokes with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You're never practicing your stuff smiling at all.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, the penis was really big and it went like you're just trying to get.
Yeah.
It is. It's very serious.
Yeah. And so I've had to learn like how to make sure we keep levity in the room. But also the goal of a lot of these classes is to have enough to perform at the end of the class. So you have this very specific goal that there are some people in the class, they take it because they are afraid to get up there. And so it's such a massive step for them to get up there that the level of anxiety they have when they walk in every week is phenomenal. Like there are people shaking the whole time, all 6 weeks.
That is actually like the bravest thing I've ever heard, that they come every week and they just stick with it.
Some of them do. Yeah. So there's that. And then some people come for the social aspect. And so then to figure out how to balance all that. So I've tried to get better over time. You know, I co-taught with Nathan the very first time just to kind of see what he does. And he's such a positive guy, you know. And then I'm trying to balance the positivity with actual helpful tips for people who can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people think they want, you know, kind of constructive criticism. Most don't.
Okay.
I think they want light tips, you know, and encouragement. And I've learned like that's probably what's most important. I certainly give obviously a little bit of shaping, but unless someone says, no, really, I want to hear more. And even then, sometimes they don't.
They don't. Yeah.
Because I never say it meanly ever, but like I can tell that their little spirits are lower. So I've really changed it up and tried to shift the focus a little bit. So they're still like growing, but it's less about I'm critiquing your actual joke. I try to go broader with my themes, you know, things like that.
Yeah, because it must be hard because, you know, like comedy's subjective.
Yeah.
That's got to be really hard if you have a class full of, you're like, oh, actually, I don't really like that brand of comedy that they're doing. Like, how do I give notes on? That must be, how is that hard to give notes on something that you're like, I actually don't really like that kind of comedy that you're doing.
Yeah. Although luckily
be tricky.
I would say I do appreciate different styles of comedy, even if it's not my style. There are some topics that might not be as, that I don't warm to as much.
Yeah.
Like an insult comic for 5 minutes, not as interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know? But there are always.
But you're a great roaster, though.
Yeah, you're a good. You are a
Holy
great roaster.
crap. You.
You.
No, you are.
You both are.
We both did a great roast.
We did
that
a
night.
great. We
Yes,
battled
that
it
was
out,
fun.
and then what did Julia Colasanti say? Something about like I've never seen a lesbian couple like go at it. Or something. It was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Okay, so that's like one that you don't really warm up to very much. So you weren't a big Don Rickles.
Yeah, not so much. No, not like you. I know you love him.
I do. I don't
do?
know why. I can't get enough. I don't know. There's like he reminds me of like if you're sitting in a garage with a bunch of old uncles.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, okay.
Like I love Norm Macdonald.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I love
He's
Norm
great.
Macdonald, but there are a lot of other versions of Norm Macdonald, who other people who might be in that style that
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't like. Like,
Mhm.
so it's easy to like. I can like the best of a style,
Yes.
but more broadly, if there were 20 people doing that style, I might not like that style as much as another style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I love a storytelling style. you know?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So were those the comedians growing up that you really enjoyed? Like who did you watch that you liked?
We had an 8-track player, and my whole family would fall over to Bill Cosby.
Well,
I
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
You know, I
I mean, talk about storyteller.
oh my
comedian.
god!
Oh my
I
God.
mean, I could not believe we had it. We had an 8-track. We put it in the little thing, and we would wear it out.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Oh, I remember my brother Jim, my oldest brother, would be laughing so hard he'd have to run to the bathroom. And
Oh man.
because we would just sit around sometimes and listen to it. Our whole family actually once in a while.
Can you still listen to it now?
I haven't.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. And it does suck because it's like we grew up with him
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
We were a big like Cosby Show family, and my dad loved the fatherhood book that he wrote. Like
Oh, okay,
he
yeah.
always he was quoting it.
Mm.
And yeah, so it's like he was like a lot of families, I think,
I mean,
comedian.
in a way, I think you can say he's a terrible person, and he had funny comedy.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with your character.
Yep.
You had funny jokes, and you're a shitty rapist.
Yeah.
And so there's not like a moral
Yeah.
quandary. You should definitely be in jail.
Can
for
you
the
imagine
rest
if
of your
someone
life.
tuned in right now and thought you were saying that to me?
Oh, we should definitely
You had
do
some
something
funny
with that.
jokes, Meredith, and you're a shitty rapist.
Yeah.
And that sounds like I'm.
I'm like, welcome to the wrong side.
Da, 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 da.
And someone's like, finally, Tracy's
Oh
taking
my
her down.
God. Yeah.
And it sounds like I'm critiquing him as a rapist, and that's terrible
You're
too.
a shitty rapist.
You're a shitty rapist, and that's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Harvey Weinstein, 5 stars. You won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not good at anything.
You weren't even good at raping.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I
God.
wonder though if you have to grow up with like a catalog of comedians on records or 8 tracks to then become a comedian, or like, because it seems like a lot of comedians are asked that, and a lot of them say, "Oh yeah, I used to listen to this and I used to listen to that." So is that just part of the ingredients that needs to be there to like bake the cake? Like you need
Well, I
to.
think you have to learn. I mean, you have to learn timing from something, I think, unless you grow up around, for me anyway, I don't know. I grew up around a dad who was really funny, who had like really good comedic timing. I don't know. I feel like you have to hear it to go like music, like, because I think you can hear a comedian and you're like, oh, that was like a half a second not right. Like it's like you get tuned into the rhythm of how it's supposed to sound, and if it's not, I think you can like go off the rails a little and like subverse it, and that makes it funny. But like, I don't know, I agree that you kind of, in order to be funny, like you have to grow up around something that teaches you this is how it goes. Like, I don't know.
Well, the reason, not to take over the interview, but the
No.
reason why I ask that is because we just recently watched a trailer for the Dick Van Dyke documentary that's coming out. And he said in there that he doesn't really see himself as a comedian. He sees himself as a song and dance man. And that makes me think that he grew up more with like musicals and theater, and but yet he's a funny guy. So
I
maybe,
see what you're saying.
maybe it's
yeah.
more like you grow up with like this flair for performing, And then some people just find their way into comedy, and then others find their way into music, and
Yeah,
I don't
because you
know.
were a drummer, Tracy. So like,
Okay, let me just dial that. I need to dial that way back.
It was actually the
got
electric
so
triangle.
It was really just, it was a brief phase. I was really using it. It was an illustrative point, okay? To
will
say,
you stop harping on
to say I've popped into a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, I actually never touched drumsticks
yes.
in my life.
No. And now
I feel like you asked a question and I didn't answer it at all, and I went off on a tangent.
Yeah, the question was about, for me, I don't know. Like, I did listen to, a little bit of comedy when I was young, but then I went for a long time without, except I loved Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And my
there
friend
you go.
and I would watch that almost every Saturday. But outside of that, and then I think I went through my period as in a young adulthood. Oh no, Ali G. I do remember a lot.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Ali G.
But I don't think it was a huge part of my life. Like, when I started comedy, I watched and absorbed way more stand-up comedy
Yeah.
and all of that than before. So it wasn't a huge part of like my entertainment world, I would say.
Right.
Have you ever thought about dipping toe into improv at all?
No. I did take a class that someone gave me, so I took a class for 6 weeks, which was good to do. But I am not quick on my feet like that. It's not a natural thing I do. My oldest daughter, Zoe, I think would be extraordinary at it.
Yeah.
She can just launch into a character or a voice or whatever. But I don't think I have that skill very much.
Does it have you? The other thing I like to ask people down here is like, how comfortable are you with doing crowd work? Because everyone always says like, I took an improv class, so I'd be like good at crowd work or.
Oh my God. I'm terrible at crowd work. And and I do like teach it like in the class, because there's just a couple of techniques if somebody wants to. I'm not good at it, but there is the, what are the kinds of questions you can ask to engage an audience, and then the idea of repeating it back into the mic, because even just the act of asking and then repeating back a couple of questions you can start to the funny starts to emerge, right? So like, what do you do for a living? And someone says, oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, you're a doctor, and then what kind of doctor? And then even just the way you like, oh, so a brain doctor? Like, just the mirroring can get it funny, So
That's
I teach it a
interesting.
little bit just so people can get a little comfort. But oh my God, I think, and I'm impressed that people can do it. I find it really hard. And because I'm not a risk taker, I only want to tell jokes that I think are going to land.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you pivot? Will you read a crowd and then pivot your material based off who's
I
there?
wish I could.
I know.
I mean, I got a couple of jokes in my back pocket that I'll try to switch out to, but even that, I prep that in advance. Like, if I think the crowd's not liking this thing, I'm like, well, then they're not gonna like that thing. So, but do I pivot on the fly? Not like I'm pretty practiced.
Yeah.
You sound pretty like strategic, right? Like you almost have it scripted.
Oh yeah,
almost.
I have it scripted for sure.
Okay.
And some of that is about I have a pretty fragile ego, and I do not want to feel like I'm bombing. And so I really want, there was a time for a little while, because at the beginning, early on, I was really good, like early, and I was getting like applause breaks. And I thought, oh, that's just my trajectory. From now on, I'll get to a point where every time I open my mouth, people are just going to burst into applause.
Yeah.
And then after, after the first year, I did a few shows where that didn't happen very much. And then I learned, oh, no, that doesn't happen all the time. But all that to say, like, I really want it to go well, and I'm pretty nervous. But that's not awesome. Like, I really think the real creativity of comedy is trying stuff out. And I do once in a while try something out, but I'm a little chicken to do it.
Man.
What about you?
That I don't know. I all my stuff is like so much the same that even if I pivoted, it would still land exactly the same.
What about
it's gonna be
crowd work?
another. Oh God, no.
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 Yeah.
I won't even. Even what like Maggie Phelan does. Like we were just talking about it, where she just like goes up and like she even has it planned what she's going to do. I that's even too scary, because what if they don't
I know.
say what you think they're going to say into the mic? Like I just,
what if they say, I don't want to? And you're like, I don't know how to do this part next.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like when your kid says no for the first time and you're like, oh, what do I do now? Like, and the scariest thing for me is like that brain block. And being up there, because that is now like the longest hour. It's going to feel like an hour, even though if it's just a minute. Yeah. I have a really, really hard time with that stuff.
Yeah.
I think most people do.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I've seen some comedians that have come to the club, like Cameron Esposito.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. She did one whole set that was nothing but crowd work.
Which is probably best.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Cameron Esposito is great. And I've featured for her before. She's fantastic. I would guess, based on what my experience of her show is, I think probably crowd work might actually be I'm guessing she does that on purpose.
Okay.
I think her prepared stuff is fine.
Yeah.
But my guess is if she's got that skill, that might be a better route for her to go.
Well, and I asked her about it backstage, because I was just like, oh my God, you're so good at this. And she said that she like came from like an improv background before. And so she's like, that gives me excitement, is not knowing what's going to happen. And I can play off it.
Which is great.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be. Okay. Now I need to know too, Tracy. So you have like, let's say like you don't have a very good show. What is that like after? Like, does it take you a little bit to like shake it off? Can you shake it off pretty quickly now?
Can I shake it off quickly?
That's a good question, actually.
And is like that audience sucked, or will you instantly internalize it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never think the audience sucked. Just to be clear.
Well, that's a healthy attitude, I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't think the audience sucked. Once in a while, I might think, oh, you know what? That was the same material. The audience was a little quieter, but but I no, I internalize it immediately, and and I do feel like I can get past it a little bit better now. Not wildly better than I did 10 years ago. Like it should be much more quick, you know, and it's not. Like I am blown away by my lack of growth. In terms of like my ability to shake things off.
Your resilience.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Resilience.
Like, you know, like I thought learning was natural, and there's very little learning in that for me. And I have tried. I mean, overall, am I better? Yeah. Am I like way better? Nope.
It's a slow thing.
It's tough. What about you?
If
you have a bad show, you seem like you do shake it off a little.
I do
good.
now. I can laugh about it now, because I've had, Tracy, if you have like weird comedy and fart sounds and stuff like I do, you have a lot. I just think I've been through it more before than you have.
You've been beaten too many. Yeah.
I mean,
more times.
I have a whole bit where I just make torture sounds for like a solid
Oh yes,
minute,
the wax museum thing.
which is not what you do.
Right.
Who gets booked for the corporate events? Not me.
Right. Yeah.
I have bombed so many times that it just, I had the worst bomb like a couple months ago.
Where was that?
It was at oh gosh, it was at a little.
Wait, is this the St. Albans thing?
No, that was also a really bad bomb. We won the award for that bomb. This was at 5:30 show in Stowe. And there was a lady in the audience that I think she may have had some like cognitive issues. I think she had dementia or something like that. And so she was like sitting in the front row, and she was just not happy to be there. And so because I'm me and because I don't prepare well, and I was like, I'm going to try this new bit at this 5:30 Stowe show. I was doing this bit about James Brown, and I was doing a James Brown impression into the mic.
5:30 even.
And I was going like, because he has that song Payback, and the only lyrics of the freaking song are payback, I need a payback, and he just keeps saying it, and it's like a top song. I was like, I wish I could be that talented that I could just say payback into a mic and get like millions of dollars. So I was doing like, ha, I need a payback, ha, ha, into the mic, and this lady, she just goes, stop it. She just starts screaming at me, and I was like, ugh. Like I didn't, it totally threw me. And then for the rest of this, I just like got really meek into the mic, and that was one of the last shows I did. But all I can do after something like that is laugh about it, because it's just so ridiculous.
Well, the
that
situation
just happened, and now that's a memory that I have. I guess I can buy tampons at a store and have someone check them out, and I'll survive. Like I had an old lady screaming at me 5 seconds ago.
And that's what I mean by like growing a sense of humor. Like I think if you grow it enough, you might be able to laugh at a situation that you're involved in.
I'm going to work on that, Andy.
Right.
Thank you.
I don't know. But
Tracy, you just have to bomb more, dude.
No,
you just do way too well.
No, I am pretty selective about shows because I'm like, that sounds early, bright, and sober. That sounds like people might not think, people might not think Tracy's funny, and that is why I'm saying no to that show. I'm not going to say yes to that show.
Oh my God.
The conditions are not ripe for people to think I am funny.
Right.
I am very, very protective of the environment.
Yeah.
2 summers ago, I was at this pretty nice theater in New Hampshire, and they paid me to like go up, stay in a hotel. I brought Mac.
Oh my gosh,
then,
that's awesome.
So nice. So we had a little night of it. And then the next day we're performing at this like nice sort of theater. And and this guy puts on these shows, and and so they had a headliner who works a cruise ship. Those guys are amazing.
Nice.
They've seen everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like his feature,
Cool.
And I wasn't too worried. I'm like, that's probably a bit of an older crowd. I'll do fine. It was a sparsely populated theater of people who I think were coming more for theater. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I started out and I got a couple of laughs. It got quieter and quieter. And usually Mac likes to, he'll like take a picture, for me so I can see what it looked like.
That's sweet.
And right after the show, he came back there and he said, I'm so sorry I didn't get a picture. He means like on an iPhone, because I thought the sound would distract people.
Oh, it was that quiet.
The sound of like
of his finger,
like his finger on the, and I'm like, fuck off. And he thought that was hilarious. He's like, I didn't want to distract the crowd. I'm like,
my
fuck
God,
you,
Mac,
dude.
that's a sick
I
word,
know
dude.
it is. It was so sick.
When is Mac
love
going to be on a
that.
roast?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Mac's hilarious.
That's great.
Oh my God.
And like, it was not good. And then I wanted to think it's the crowd, right?
Yeah.
And was it a little bit? But then, cruise guy gets up there and he starts working them, and they're rolling in the aisles within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like laughing, but also crying inside. And then I was asked to do that show again, and I didn't recognize the theater name, and then I looked it up, and then I realized it was the same one. And I said, I'm so sorry, I cannot do that again.
Yeah, but you know what I always say? You got paid for it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, there you go. You got the money.
Yeah.
You're all about
It
the
doesn't
money.
matter. Like,
No, I mean, does any of this matter? No.
I mean,
No.
well, that's true. Yeah.
So,
The
like-
universe is so big.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
of this matters.
Just to be super clear, everything we're talking about here in the big picture doesn't even matter at all. But
Right,
in that moment,
Sure.
no, but you're right. Like, that's the better attitude. I'm just being super vulnerable because you guys told me to be. Okay? And I'm telling you, it weirdly matters to
Because
me.
you're so.
It weirdly matters to me, and I wish it didn't.
I mean, no.
I
mean,
think
come
this
on.
is
It
really
does
good
matter
though for people to
everybody.
hear.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, and I don't know if this is going to embarrass you or not, Tracy, but fuck it. I don't care if you get embarrassed. A lot of us think of you as like it's always, in a way, you've kind of always been intimidating to me because I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like she's so confident up there. She's like,
Been doing
she
it
just
forever,
seems
yeah.
like nothing will get to her. She
Mhm.
like, I can't possibly be like her. Like I
Untouchable.
have
Yeah.
shitty sets. Like Tracy Dolan doesn't have shitty sets. Like Corey Richardson and I used to have coffee together and be like, what are your comedy goals? And we'd both say,
Mhm.
I just want to be like Tracy Dolan.
Oh my
like that's what
gosh.
we would say. And I know
Mhm.
that's probably embarrassing, but like that's what we're like, that seems great. To be Tracy Dolan just seems great. Cause you're kind of like the person that is sort of the rock for a lot of people in the community.
Yeah. I do
which
know that a
is
little
really,
bit. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like, because I mean, is it a lot of pressure?
No,
Because we all are like,
it's not. No, 'cause
speak to us, Tracy.
How does it feel to be like holding everyone's mental health in your hands?
I mean,
okay?
dude, that's the
I
truth.
do reach out to people sometimes, like,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't like, obviously, you know, not to the extent that you're describing it. Do I feel like that?
Yeah.
But I feel like you know how we don't know who we are sometimes until we see it reflected.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
so there are things there are some good things about me that I don't think I really knew.
Yeah.
And you know, and my marriage was going through a rough time and stuff. So I wasn't getting back the good things about me. You
Yeah.
know? And then comedy sort of started to bring those things to the forefront. And to be honest, I didn't believe them. And I was like, oh, you know, we all have a little imposter syndrome. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I must be fooling them all. I must be fooling them all that they think I'm nice and they
Oh
think I'm
my
a good
God.
person and all of this stuff a little bit. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, there must be an act that I'm putting on, you know, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then over time, of course, like you settle down, you're like, oh no, there are these parts to me that are good. And,
Yeah.
but I think that as much as like maybe I give that, I got it from the community. Like I have become a little bit of that person because of these really good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
it is
cool.
like all of that idea of like the ships all
Yes.
rising together in
Yeah.
our community. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but like people that are overly competitive in the community don't seem to last very long.
No, they don't. They
Yeah.
either move on because they need a different environment or yeah, it's a really nice community. And I do think when you see the good in someone, I think, you know, there's is that Gandhi line where you see it, it's because it's reflecting back something in you. And I think that if somebody does see that in me, I think that you have to have some of it to see some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't, and I
Mhm.
honestly like, I hope you never leave the comedy scene. Like I really hope that you always are here with us because I think it's really important for so many of us. Like, and this it's going to sound like a lot of pressure, but like, it's just really awesome to have somebody that is just seems so like calm, even though maybe you don't feel like that. Like you just always have such a calm presence for all of us that
Oh,
are
that's
just
so nice.
spinning
Thank
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
I feel relatively calm, I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah. And also just the continuity is probably handy too. Cause like a lot of people do come and go and it's nice to have a few of us around, including you too, right?
yeah.
Like a few of us that are just around so that we can like welcome people in and like welcome them back when they bounce in and out. And
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Do you have a hard one thing because we are like the consistent people?
Yeah.
Do you guard your heart because you're like, oh, this person's getting really good, like they're gonna head out? Like, do you like protect yourself from getting too close
Too
to like
close?
the young people because they head out?
Oh yeah. Not too much probably because not too much because it's not a huge part of my social life
Yeah.
outside of the mics. Like I
Yeah.
don't spend a ton of time. So that's okay. But sometimes like Liam, I was
Yeah.
really sad about Liam leaving.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
other people too, in case anyone's listening, but they're probably not, no offense, but like,
Yeah.
We have
It's
like,
like-
2.5 people watch this,
Yeah.
so you're all set.
Yeah, we have a steady stream of one.
And the half
Yeah.
person, they don't have a head. It's like the lower part.
but like Liam was an example of
Yeah.
like, you know, that's just a sweetie guy. And,
Yeah.
Well, and Tina and like,
and yeah, of course.
yeah,
and
like
then, you
all
know,
of these people that
Yeah.
were like pillars.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always like, oh, another one's going. But then I love that people come back. And,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
How do you feel about me in a previous episode joking about you stealing Donnie Andronico's sperm?
Oh yeah.
I did not watch it.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's right.
I think
Speaking of another young
and
comedian,
I'm sure Donnie was horrified.
he definitely
Yes,
was.
Yeah. So it's
He was-
it's really all on you, Meredith, and I think that's fine.
I see. This is it. This is why I've experienced bombing so much more than you, because I have no impulse control.
I don't have great impulse control. You know what? I do, like, in terms of jokes, but like I was at the mechanics today, and do you know how hard it is for me to not say what I think? Like like it's in there, and I'm like, don't say it. You don't have to say that thought because it's there. You don't have to say it. And I'm walking up to the counter. I'm like, you don't have to do this. You could be like everyone else and just fucking go
with
sit
it,
down.
yeah.
And I'm like, why are you still walking up to the counter? I'm not going to do anything. And I get up there. I'm like, I'm just going to say hi. I'm going to be normal. And then I say hi, and I'm like, last time, you don't have to keep doing this, Tracy. Last time you said you did the 12-point inspection. You could stop right now, Tracy. And I noticed, yeah. And I just,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I do not have impulse control when there's something on my mind, and I think there's some kind of injustice or something I don't agree with, and that's hard.
I think a lot of people
But
feel
I
that
think
way,
that's
right?
like not a bad thing, though, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I think that's probably, I get that.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
So now your oldest is doing comedy.
No.
What has that been like? Like
That's-
watching her like
Living the dream, man.
progress.
Living the dream.
And
Yeah.
she did fantastic
Doing
at
really
the
well,
contest,
yeah.
the one that we recently saw.
Yeah.
What is that like? Like
Yeah.
to, oh my God.
Yeah. To be able to do like a hobby with your kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like anytime I see my kids doing something that they're enjoying,
Yeah.
there's probably nothing better in a way. And I'm not saying that, like, I think any parent probably feels like that. Like, just the joy of like seeing them happy is massive.
Yeah.
And so to have a shared hobby like that is incredible. And I saw her start to get funnier and funnier and funnier. And then in high school, like she tended to be the musical comedy lead at her high school. I mean, crushing an audience.
That's cool.
And there's writing that she does that, and I know it's not her dream, but if she could get a packet like to Saturday Night Live,
Oh my God.
there are days when I'm like, oh, the jokes that they just told, Zoe's got a better quality. Like, and I know that sounds really full of myself about my kid, but there are moments when I'm like, there's some writing that she does that's at least that quality, you know?
Oh,
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And so I'm so proud of her, and it's so fun to do it together, you know, like
Oh
to
my
go to
God.
Mike's and to support each other. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Watching you two together is so special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a pinnacle moment for sure. And I love it.
How old did you start noticing that coming up on the horizon? Like, was she a funny kid? And
no, I would say she was actually kind of a serious kid.
yeah.
That kind of edgy humor started at the beginning of high school in particular, I would say. So in a little bit in writing before then, but I would say 9th, 10th, 11th grade, growing a little bit of confidence. Definitely the class clown, even though she wasn't like voted class clown, but definitely the funny one in the room. And yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Sam, my youngest, is funny in a different way, kind of slapstick, you know?
Oh, that's
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
You've got both.
Yeah, yeah. And I talked to Sam about that sometimes, and Sam said, I'm funny, but I'm not intentionally funny. So sometimes it's kind of like they've just done a very funny kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, yes.
Like there was this great moment where Mac, my husband, he's been trying to read more. And so he gets really excited about reading a book a month, and he like piles them up in a little thing. And sometimes he'll
go
review
Mac.
and he'll be like, he goes, hey, let's go look at the books I've read. And,
Let's go look at the books I've
And
read.
he'll say, this
Oh,
one
he's
was
so proud.
January. And then he'll read the title. And then this one was February. I'm like, that was right. It was February. And then March. And like he'll go through. And one time he was talking about it. And then, and he was very excited. And then Sam put their hand on Mac's shoulder and said, and to think, before you came to live with us, you hardly even read a book. And there was so much earnestness, like Sam meant it, like, and to think you hardly even read a book, and we all burst out laughing.
To think you were illiterate.
Yeah,
You didn't know how
basically.
to read.
So
like-
Sam was like, "This is something I really I want to point out."
And there are some great like Sam moments where it's like, and it's earnest, but it's also hilarious, you know.
Yeah.
And so
So not intentional, but then
but then later recognizes it.
Yeah.
And so like once in a while, like Sam can laugh at that one and recognize it's really
That's
fun.
cool.
You know?
That's cool.
So that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not a big fan of stand up. I think Sam likes to be on a stage.
Yeah.
They were in Urinetown actually. as
Oh,
one of
that's
the
awesome.
characters.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
And so I think I would love it if they could check out a little bit of the improv drop in, but I don't know if I'd be able to get them to do that. But, yeah.
That's like, we have a couple things like with our like oldest with Henry where you're like, oh, you've got this thing and I wish you could just like cultivate it a little. But it's like, I don't know if I could, like, I think Henry would really love theater because like we've seen, they have written little plays together, but like we'd never get Henry to like audition for a show.
No.
I think I still have faith.
You have faith? Oh.
But Very Merry makes it up as they go along.
Oh my gosh, that place is amazing.
And if 6 people want to be Harry Potter, then their version of Harry Potter will have 6 Harry Potters.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
I love that.
It is a wild open concept.
So I love that. That hits a nerve with me, like a good one.
Yeah.
I love that because I wish they would do that more with music programs in school. Because there's so many kids whose musical dreams are crushed because they're stuck with an instrument. And then there's no way
that they didn't want to play.
They didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Right.
But they have to keep the concert band in perfect, form and have the winds and the wind section and the brass and it's like, why not have 1 year, why not have a concert band that has this whole side of the room are all trombones?
Yeah. Because they have a lot of trombones that year.
Yeah. So I love that approach. I didn't know they did that.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God. We just saw our neighbors show.
Sam was in several Very Marys and that worked in part because of that. Just
so cool.
open
That's
concept.
so awesome.
Yeah.
We just went to see our neighbor's little girl was in a show and Ren did like a thing over the summer. And they said it was the cutest thing. Like the kids were like really young. And there was just kids like walking with their shirts up, just like like with an ear sticking up, and just like, and then the guy was with the script and said, "The fox said," and they're like, they were right there with these kids, and my neighbor's little girl. Like she mixed up her cue and she was getting ready to head out and they're like, and not yet. The goose did not leave yet. They were just so patient and this happens all the time because there's 7. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That place is incredibly magical. Yeah. For just like the stuff we've seen. So the other question I have is about you and Mac.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So how did you guys get together? And is there a lot of humor in your relation? Because he sounds like he's really funny.
There's so much humor in our relationship. There's so much levity and singing and humor.
Oh, I love that.
And it's all day.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's so nice.
And sometimes Zoe says, I don't even know if this is real life.
Wow.
And Sam is often just
Tracy.
like this, just horrified by us. But it's just so fun. It's very hard to have, honestly, a regular conversation with Mac. Like if you're like, we really need to talk. I need to tell you something serious. And he'll say, I'll be right back. I got to go get some smokes. And or or I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how to describe it, but he is just in constant like messing around mode.
That's great.
And it's fun. We are medleying all day.
Oh,
because
God.
we
I love
only
that,
know a
medleying.
few words of every song. So we started hard, and we quickly go into whatever other song is in that key because
We don't know the rest.
we don't know the rest.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Zoe, in fact, says sometimes, I will give you guys $5 each if you can finish even one song.
Right.
You're saying that so
And then-
easily.
And then Mac
That's hard to do, actually.
Mac will completely bullshit a song, and he'll be like,
Nice.
and then they
$5.
went in the truck, and then he'll come up to Zoe and say, $5, please.
Yeah. Hustler.
And
Love it.
she's like, that's not a song. He's like, yeah, it's called They Went in the Truck. $5, please.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
yeah, it's really fun.
Oh,
And my kids, even when he was getting to know them, because they didn't know yet, we'd only known him a few months at that point. And Sam came out of her room and she had some toys, like some from when they were little. She goes, do you think I should, maybe box these up to, give them away or something? And Mac reaches over and pats my tummy and he goes, let's save them for the twins.
Oh, whoa.
And like the girls are like,
Whoa. Wow.
and he doesn't back down. He doesn't say I'm joking. And he's like,
Oh.
well, it might just be one.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mac Jr. And then my
God.
kids start laughing because he does not give up the bit.
Yeah.
Um,
I love that.
and it's just,
how
it's
did you
fun.
two get together? I feel like you must have told me at some point, but
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I mean, it was online. you
oh
know?
my God.
Yes. It was Match.com.
Cool.
Okay, because
Yeah.
we've
This
had
is the third time
we've had a couple,
talked about,
but this
yeah.
is cool because we've had young comedians that are on the apps that are like we
Right.
haven't had like a success. Like this is
Oh.
cool. Like guys, like
Yes.
it can happen.
Yes,
like it can
can.
happen.
Oh, this is
Okay,
great.
look
Yeah.
at this.
This
Yeah.
is so cool. We have
This
a-
is
we have
awesome.
a category right here.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was his first date.
Oh man.
And I had been divorced, just separated, but we could call it divorced for probably, several months. So he was probably like the third or fourth guy that I had,
Yeah.
or fifth or sixth or something like that, seventh, but probably not more than seven, that I'd gone on a date with. And his wife had passed away a couple years earlier. So he'd just gotten, like kind of his toe out there. And I was his first date. And I think what we had been talking a little bit before we met up. And there was something about comedy, and he said, "Oh, my son does some improv, and his son's name is Neil." And then so I was doing like a pandemic open mic, where it was just,
Oh God. Yeah.
and Neil
Jeez.
was in there, and I did a joke. And so I hadn't met him yet, but now
Okay.
Neil was in there, and I knew that I was going to go on a date with man, but I didn't say anything to Neil, and Neil didn't know anything. And I did a joke about playing the piano kind of alone, and it was kind of funny. And then I talked about like being lonely and just the tears dropping down on the keys. And the way I did it was funny, and people laughed, but I heard Neil go, "Oh," like a little bit of he felt sad for me.
Oh.
And I remember thinking, that's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And maybe that bodes well for his dad,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah.
makes total sense.
And then we went out on our first date, and Mac is just super open, and he's like, "Oh, I told my son I was going out with you, and look what he said." And he goes over and shows, and Nick says, "You're dating Tracy Dolan? She's so fucking funny,
Oh, cool.
And
Cool.
and so he was, and I think it's so funny that he didn't mind me seeing that it said you're dating Tracy Dolan. We had literally
Right.
not even gone on a date yet,
Right.
But yeah, we went out. We had a great time. I remember we were sitting at Skinny Pancake outside eating a dinner. We had walked around for a while, and we had ordered dinner, and then we were just talking back and forth and joking around. And then when they brought the food, we were blown away because forgot that that's what we were even doing there.
Oh, because you were just having
cool.
such
You're
a
just
great
lost.
time.
Lost in like
Yeah.
connecting.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
yeah.
That's great.
So it was great. And from there, it was just, I was very cautious because, my kids were still in school. So I just wanted to make sure things were good before he met them. I think he was clear right from the start. Like he's very present.
Yeah.
And I think he's just kind of sure about things,
Oh, that's so nice.
yeah.
What a healthy
That's
relationship.
so
right?
nice.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
It's a really healthy relationship. I mean, we watch a lot of sports. I know that probably. And we watch a lot of football and a lot of basketball, and we have a lot to say about it, mostly me.
Which is pretty badass. I
Yeah.
think that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And he gets so, and when I get really pumped up, he just loves it. He's like, I just love watching the game with you. Because I'll be like, is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
That's his favorite thing that I say. Is that what we're doing now? He's
Little
like, I love
catchphrase.
it when you say that. But yeah, he's pretty
Oh, that's
fun. He did say, so this was probably within a year. So he knew my kids at this point, but they're like, were you on any teams in high school, Mac? And he said, well, actually, our school went to the regionals for our sex team. And I was on our school sex team. And
Oh
Wait,
God! Wait a minute!
wait.
Holy
Sex?
crap!
Sex?
Okay,
he was on his school.
it took me
Yeah.
a minute.
It took me a minute too. I'm like,
He
wait a minute,
said
hold
we
on.
took regionals, our school sex team, and I was, and he said the uniforms weren't much, but
Oh my God!
he said
That's
we
great.
did really well for a small town, and
Yeah. That's great.
yeah. And
Wow.
like deadpan, just like
I was not expecting
yeah.
that.
He's like, we did really well. That's our school sex team, and I was, pretty good.
Star player, MVP.
Star player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my God!
Yeah, he's a delightful
Jealous.
human being. You guys have to come over.
I mean
it's
that.
so much fun. Yeah.
100%.
Do you think he'd ever come on the Hedge?
No. But he's a pretty funny dude. Like laugh out loud. Like he makes me laugh out loud.
Oh
which is pretty fun.
God!
Yeah.
That is the. I honestly believe that. I've told that to the kids. Like, just find someone who can make you laugh, because things get so serious, and like
Yeah.
you've got to have somebody that it's like can just make you laugh when things are just getting really shitty.
That's why,
Yeah.
like, when your significant other, your partner, is, down, it can bring you down because like you need each other, like to,
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at? Okay,
It's-
this is gonna sound really mean, but have you ever? Have you ever like seen a couple, and you're like, and neither of them are funny, and you're like, how do you do that?
No.
What is there?
For
what
me, I
is
don't
there?
think of it like that.
Like what?
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about?
I have an answer, but I'm going to let Trace, but go ahead, Tracy. I
Yeah,
have a
no.
response.
I don't know how that, because it's such a big deal for me to be able to laugh a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like you and Mac. Like, I don't know. I've just seen couples and like, how do you make that work if you're not funny?
Mhm.
If one of you isn't funny?
Oh, yeah. 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 I mean, I love the laughter in the relationship, but I don't know that. I don't know that I feel like that when I see other couples. Man, I cannot sit on a high horse, just to be
Yeah.
super clear.
Yeah.
Because, I've been divorced. And so like, kind of we went through it. So
Yeah.
it's really hard for me to be like, I can't believe that couple, whatever, man.
Right.
I've been that couple, like, just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like that's how like marriages go sometimes. So yeah, there's not much that I'm like, I can't believe those two. You know what I mean? Like that.
That's
just
a really
doesn't-
good perspective for me to hear,
Yeah.
because I've only known like this relationship.
Yeah.
So it's really, see, this
Which
is
a lot of us
making me better.
A lot of us are like, is this even a real thing? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it Donnie
Yeah.
thought we were siblings?
Yeah.
Because we
yeah.
give off sibling vibes.
Well, I
Like,
think
totally.
a lot of people, I think there's couples that work because they share similar senses of humor, but then there's also couples that work because they have both a rich, strong desire to talk intellectually with someone.
That's a really
Yes.
good point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a
everyone's-
really, really good point.
Right?
Or
Or they both love being in the woods.
or they're
being
just really good
outside, or-
team together,
Yeah.
like getting stuff done. Okay,
Yeah, they're
look,
both
see,
quiet people.
I'm becoming
or-
a better human being right now.
Look at that. Growing.
I just turned from a shitty rapist, which is what Tracy Dolan was
Right,
calling me.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that happened tonight.
That did. That did happen. We need to do something editorial
Into
with
somebody that
yeah.
can look at all couples and understand their love. So
Yes.
this was like
Aw,
this is a
full
nice
circle.
art.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I think it is really handy to have that sense of humor together, whatever it is. I think it's a nice bonus. I don't think it's very common.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome when it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That has made me so happy to see you with Mac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been really great. It's a wonderful thing. And there are days like the other night we were just sort of like, I don't know if I feel like this is always going to be the way it is with us, but like we do a lot of like, like we call it intertwingle, as we sleep. There's a lot of like feet
intertwinkle.
We intertwinkle and like feet under feet and stuff. And then like sometimes we're like this and we're like this and he's like that. But like we're holding hands while we sleep and stuff. And the other night I woke up and there are often times when I wake up and I look at him and I think, God damn, how lucky am I?
Oh.
Or we'll wake up together on a Saturday morning and maybe, there's no kids around or whatever and the light's coming through and it feels like I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Simple.
God, I really
moments,
wish that for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it
Regardless
does
of-
help that you don't have to raise children together. I am going to be very honest.
Sure.
Kids are marriage destroyers, but but not all of them. Sorry. Shh, I forgot they're home. But they are. But so I mean, like I can talk like this, but honestly, two people come together, they've got to mingle finances, and let's say neither of you are wealthy, and then they got to raise kids, and kids come with all kinds of stuff. Like just the fact that you can get through that and be alive at the end of that, God bless everybody. You know,
That's so
really
true.
true.
Honestly, I'm like, I hear that second marriages don't go well, and I'm like, I have no idea why. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
What is
fucking
there to
easy.
stress it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh no, where are we going to have our wine all alone, undisturbed today?
Yeah.
In the living room or maybe outside? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even get what they mean when they're like second marriages fail. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even that hard.
Also, like sometimes the in-laws have died, so you don't need to even worry about like the in-laws.
Yeah, I
Good
mean,
point.
it's like fine. And so I just, so like it is true. It's awesome. But also there's some hard stuff that you have to go through that we didn't have to go through. And I mean, I recognize that, that impacts things for sure.
Tracy,
we were
that's
able
such a
to
good
raise
point.
our kids already. And we were able to like become whoever we wanted already. And we were already, our money is okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we didn't have to go through some of those really hard things together. And that is just hard. And so like, it's just so normal also if that impacts things, So I do feel really lucky and blessed not only to have found him, but also to have found him and to not worry about how we're paying a light bill or worry about, what if we don't agree on how to handle this really big problem with with our 8-year-old or with our 11-year-old? Like, oh no, now we're going to be in strife. Like that's all heavy.
Yeah.
And to not have that, I'm going to say makes a huge difference.
Sure.
Man,
and
that's
also
really good
that your
perspective.
kids seem to really bond with him too. That's
that's a good point.
My kids love him and that helps, right? What if my kids didn't want me with someone, they were, and I'm going to say that my kids, I feel like are fantastic in this way. And their dad also has a wonderful partner and they love her.
That's awesome.
And me and their dad are good friends.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
so they
great.
don't feel vitriol or anything.
Yeah.
And so for them, the divorce is sad in part because they had to go back and forth between houses, but they don't have like a toxic memory of the divorce in any way.
Good. That's awesome.
That's like,
yeah.
That's kind of a miracle.
It is.
Tracy.
It is.
Like, I don't know if
and
I've
I
ever
thank
heard
them.
that.
I thank the kids and I say like, you're right. I think that me and my ex-husband have done really good work together to be really good parents and to be really respectful of each other.
Yeah.
But, and then the kids have done an incredible job making my partner feel great and loved, and his partner. And then Mac, I would say, loves my kids. Like, today I had to work, and my daughter needed a ride somewhere. And he wakes up in the morning and says, "Hey, what could I do to make your life easier today? Because I'm home today. Why don't I go take her to work? And can I make you an egg scramble?"
Oh.
I know it's every day and it's awesome.
Oh.
And you know what?
Yes.
And you know
That's
what?
awesome.
Like, you can see me. I'm a regular person. He calls me beautiful every day. And like,
Oh,
I think
God.
he means it. And like, I'm like,
Oh.
I mean, we all can see each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I look in a mirror. The guy makes me feel, and I really think he believes it. And I'm sure it's about my inner beauty, but he says it's both. God bless him. And he tells me I'm beautiful, and I love to hear it. I feel like I got the jackpot. And then, of course, he says that he got the jackpot. And I think we both feel that way.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm going to get mushy, but
No,
it's great.
this
It's
is like the
awesome.
stuff that just makes me really happy.
Yeah.
It just, when people are doing well,
yeah.
it just makes me incredibly happy to hear every single detail of it.
Mhm.
Because it's just like, oh God, that's what you want for everybody. You want everybody to have a partner in their life that sees them as another human being and like
Yeah.
with wants and needs, and you're a team, like you're cauterized together. Like
Yeah.
and the idea that like, oh, that whole thing just, it makes my like Grinch heart like
Yeah.
out of the frame.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
especially like the whole idea of like your like ex-husband and then like the kids and everybody working to make this
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just kind of unheard of. I just haven't really heard that
You
much.
haven't? Yeah. I mean, I don't
No.
hear it a ton.
It's rare.
Yeah. it is.
Yeah,
And it's
there's usually
awesome.
one of those elements that's not
That's
quite
right.
there.
Yeah.
And that just makes me incredibly, incredibly happy.
And you know, some of it is obviously like the person that my ex-husband is a
Yeah.
good guy, you know, and some of it's me, but some of it is there is a bit of choice involved. If you can get to the point in any relationship, let's say, but like in this case, you know, an ex, you know, marriage,
yeah.
because you can try to go dark, you know, and then like it's so easy to just get sucked into sometimes a bad thought and go down there. And you can even, have you ever done this where you think back to something and then you relive it and you make it even worse? Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
like you do
Yeah.
a worse version of it. And you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
remember that time I broke my leg and you're like, what if it had been 2 legs?
Yeah, it's
And
like, what
you're
am I
like,
doing?
I'm going to relive this as though it was 2 legs. Like,
Yeah.
what am I
Yeah, yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Why?
And
Yeah.
and then to make the choice, like every time you start to go there, to be like, you know, let's say about an ex or something, to just be like, what am I doing? Who's this helping? You know?
Right.
And I feel like we were able to very quickly, I think, get to that place.
That mentality can
Yeah.
apply to so much though.
Yeah.
Because our brains are so naturally wired to go into the negative
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
that is like, oh my God, what a superpower. If you can do that with even more than relationships, just be like, no, this is actually, I can handle this. This isn't that bad. I'm not going to spin out. I'm just going to stay afloat and try to be as positive as I can about this. Like, oh my God, that that's like the resilience like we were talking about. It's just, that's such a big deal. And I think like if you have somebody in your corner like Mac, like you have Mac and I have Andy, it can make it easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
get there because
Yeah.
there's not somebody in the hole with you all the time.
Yes.
There's somebody there that has a rope and you both have a rope and you can both whoop, pull each other out. And yeah, I love that. I love that you found somebody that is like that. And it sounds like you're like that for him as well.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it
awesome,
feels,
Tracy.
Yeah, it's just good. And so sometimes people my age are like, oh, you know, the dating and everything's terrible. And I'm like, even before I met Mac, like I dated a few guys, and for the most part, like people are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you could go on a date and it doesn't work out and be like, that guy was an asshole, or you could be like, oh, it wasn't the guy for me, but they're pretty nice. They're in Vermont. They're, like they're just,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I do tell this story of meeting him because you can find great love, again. And
I love that.
and yeah.
This episode of The Wrong Side of the Hedge is brought to you by Match.com.
Sounds like it. I know.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's a hell of a story. I mean,
It is.
Yeah.
Because, and it's just so perfect because we've had so many people down here that are on the apps right now because that's what it sounds like you have to do. And so it's just really nice to have someone that did it and then found something really awesome because they kept at it. Oh my God. Well, Tracy, I can't believe we're at our light right now. This like flew. But
this was great.
Thank you so much for coming on the wrong side of the hedge. Like, this was really special having you here.
Yeah, I love being here and I love the hang.
Yeah.
I really wanted to hang with you.
I would love to do it again if you'd ever want to come back.
I'm a big Meredith Gordon fan. And yeah, I will close on saying, like, I appreciate what you said about my kind of solidity in the community.
Yeah.
But also, I think that your presence makes people also feel like they can be real and they can be who they are. And if they're struggling, that's fine too, because, you know, I think you're very well respected. And the idea that, hey, sometimes Meredith has ups and downs too. And we've seen her in the scene and we've seen her successful. So I think it's another kind of like stable presence.
Oh, thanks, Tracy.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yes.
That's super sweet. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thank you, Andy. This was great.
Yeah.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yay.